What's up, gents? DirtBag Gaming here, the channel for casual raiders. We actually just did a full guide on GRUSH, but this is going to be a how-to gear guide for GRUSH the Mangler. So every single time we go through a guide, we always go through the skills and artifact sets that we think are going to be really good for him. That way it's going to push you and kind of use the best sets that are going to make your job a lot easier by using GRUSH. So first off, anytime we go through a champion, we want to make sure we know what sets are going to be good for him by looking at his skills. So first off, he attacks one enemy, has a 50, 60, 75% chance of placing a leech debuff on the target for 2 turns before attacking, which is amazing. But that right there needs accuracy. So he's defense type champion, but already on an A1, you want to get that leech up on the target so that way your whole team can heal off of that leech. That's what the leech does, is when you put it on a target, and anytime somebody hits that target, it does like a certain percentage back in health because it's a cool spell. So he's got that on his A1. A2, AoE, which is awesome, has a 60% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff and 30% decreased crit damage debuff for 2 turns based off of defense. So decreased attack and decreased damage is amazing, especially as a combo. So you're basically mitigating a lot of the damage that the enemy team is doing because of these 2 spells. So it doesn't only just affect attack champions, but anybody who has a decreased crit damage, it just suffers so much from their damage. So being able to put that on an AoE is really good. So another accuracy spell. And then finally, this one doesn't need accuracy, but getting speed on him is definitely going to help. Attacks all enemies, so another attack that attacks all enemies. Sometimes when you have these, it just puts a continuous heal, but this guy actually attacks people and puts up a continuous heal. So he puts up an additional one if he crits. So this guy, I know, does do damage, so you definitely want to make sure that he's going to crit at least one person to put up the extra continuous heal buff. So it's 2 continuous heals on your team at the same exact time. He's got an aura for Faction Wars. You can use it. Most of the time you're going to use Bellower's Faction Wars aura, but at least with this, you do have an aura for Faction Wars. So these 3 spells, mainly I'm going to look for accuracy, speed, and defense, plus crit rate. So this guy's going to use all the stats we possibly can. For us now, we have crit rate gloves, defense, speed, and all the other stuff kind of goes all around. So the main stats are defense, because he's defense champion, HP, speed, crit rate, crit damage, resistance. I would go 300 resistance if you're using them for Faction Wars. Mainly, you're just going to use the accuracy. So definitely get that accuracy up as high as possible, probably over like the 250 range for most of the content. So let's get into it. What gear sets are going to be good for GRUSH? HP set, if you're brand new to the game, isn't bad. Skip on the attack stuff. Defense isn't bad if you're new to the game. Speed, 100%. If you could just put him in 3 sets of these, the more times he goes, the more times he's going to heal your team, the more times he's going to put up the leech, the more times he's going to mitigate the damage from the enemy team. So speed is always a good set. If you want a 2-piece extra speed set, put that on him. Crit rate, again, if you need that extra crit rate to get that spell working, definitely go with the crit rate substat. But usually you can just get away with just the crit rate gloves and you should be good. Crit damage, if you want him to do damage, Stu did a good guide on him with a crap ton of crit rate and crit damage, and he actually hit really freaking hard, especially on his AoE. He's got 2 AoE abilities. So crit damage isn't a bad set if you go in straight damage with him, but this set is going to be one of my favorites. This one and the other perception set with the 40 accuracy. So just innately you get 40 accuracy from the 2-piece set is probably what you're going to be doing. A lot of us is going to have this set from the Dragon. So having this set on GRUSH is definitely good. Again, crit rate gloves is probably going to be the best one to do that. Crit damage, if you can get the crit rate substats. Yeah, so maybe try crit damage if you want to be bold, as long as you get the crit rate on all the other stats. Resistance, 100% needed for the Faction Wars. So if you can use them for 2-man Faction Wars, you can definitely do that with this guy. You need the resistance. So make sure you get up to 300 plus resistance, and you should be good. River Wars triple. Lifesteal, another really good set. If you're using them for Clan Boss, you 100% want to put Lifesteal or Immortal set on him, so that way he's continuously healing himself, as well as putting Leech on the Clan Boss. So definitely a good set for him in PvE and Clan Boss. So one of the best sets. This one, damage increase, HP decreases. I don't have enough knowledge of this set. I just don't know if this would be a great set for him. because it's a 4-piece set. Any 4-piece set, you're competing with every other 4-piece set in the game. So it's really hard to compete with the other 4-piece sets. This one, ignore. It doesn't have a provoke, so you don't really want to do this one. Ignore. Heals 15% each turn. Again, this you're kind of sacrificing 30% HP for 9 extra healing, because you can do 2 immortal sets, which gives you 30% HP and 6% heals, or you can just get 15% HP or heal every turn. So I'd probably rather go with immortal sets than this set. Immunity, probably not needed for this guy. Shield set, maybe. He's not an HP type champion, so he's not going to have a ton of HP, so maybe. Relentless, any support champion, especially defensive support champion, could definitely use Relentless set. Just being able to go multiple times with his skills, especially a healer skill with an AoE attack, super clutch. So if you want to go crazy and you have really good Relentless set, put a Relentless set on GRUSH. I think you'll have really fun with him as long as he has like crit rate and crit damage. And speed. Savage, again, I think Stu ran him in a Savage set and he does do a lot of damage. So if you want to do just straight damage and you have enough support champions from everybody else, put him in a Savage set. Just go ham and just go say, hey, I'm going to ignore all of the defense and heal my team at the same exact time. So really, really good set if you want to do that as well. Destroy, not needed unless you're going to do Scarab King. Stun, I honestly think Stun set is not bad for people that have multiple AoEs. So he's got 2 AoEs with a lot of accuracy already. So putting the stun set on GRUSH with 2 AoEs, you have 2 chances to stun somebody with 18%. Not bad. If you want to use the skills to go down and increase that, like if you don't want to do the War Master, you can do a stun set with this right here, which has a chance to land a stun by 5 extra%. So you're going up to 23% chance to stun on 2 AoEs. Pretty good. So that's the only time I suggest a stun set, if somebody has a multiple hitter or has multiple AoEs or an AoE on the A1. Ignore unless you need it for the clan boss specifically. Most of the time you don't need this unless it's like an unkillable comp. Maybe, honestly. Again, 2 AoE attacks with a defensive type champion, this wouldn't be bad. A provoke set. I just don't have enough to test it out, so I don't know too much about it. Ignore. Not bad for the clan boss because he does provide leech already. So if you have Stalwart with leech and one like immortal set, I think Stalwart is a very, very good set. This could be good for the Eternal Dragon as well. So Eternal Dragon does all AoE attacks and he hits really freaking hard. So we put most of our champs in the Stalwart set with resistance. So this would be definitely a good set if you want to try on GRUSH for PvE and clan boss. Maybe. I know this set is being talked about a lot right now, but I don't know if it's going to be the it could be for GRUSH. You can use it for GRUSH if you really want to. Ignore the attack. This, again, one of the top sets in the game. It's a 2-piece set that you get from the clan boss. Extra 15% HP. And heal yourself for 3%. So you can put actually 2 sets of this on GRUSH, 1 set of this on GRUSH, 3 sets of this on GRUSH, and throw him in clan boss, and he'll be good to go by healing himself. So there's so many pieces for this. This, ignore. This, if you need the crit rate, like the one above. This isn't bad. This again isn't bad as a shield piece. This not really needed unless you go on hardcore PvP. Like not really going to be good. He's not a reser, so I don't really care about this set. This again really hard to get, so I wouldn't really focus on this. This also another good set. This is kind of the same as the immortal set, but it's 10% HP and 10% defense. So he's a defense champion. So being able to increase his HP while increasing his defense is a good 2-piece set. You can make these in the Forge. So again, there's so many of them because you can make so many of these, but this is another good set that you can put on GRUSH, 2-piece set. This is probably one of my favorite sets in the game. 40 accuracy with 5% speed. It's a huge speed buff just for having, you know, an extra 2-piece set and also 40 accuracy. So if you go 2 sets of these or even 3 sets of these, you're going to go super fast. You're going to have a lot of accuracy, and all the other stats on your team, you can have speed. So if you just do speed substats, you can get your accuracy from this. So definitely really, really good to throw on GRUSH. Not the best. And this for PvP. Ignore and ignore. And this is the new lifesteal set. So if you want to do this, you can do crit rate with heals. This is kind of the same as the lifesteal set. This isn't bad. Like you're actually getting to crit rate with him, which is good, and you get to lifesteal set at the same time. So that's the best stats. I think the best thing is to do a broken set for him by going the Perception, this one, or the Immortal set, this one. Resistance, again, isn't bad to throw on him, but the Stalwart set also is another top set for him. And obviously Speed. Relentless, I think, will be really fun. Because, again, he's a support, attack, defensive champion. Like, attack, I mean, like, he does damage, but he's a defensive type champion that can support your team at the same exact time. So, again, Relentless is always good for the champions. So that is my take on how to gear Grush. It's a pretty simple video. If you guys haven't seen the full guide on him, we're posting that around the same time as this one. But check out the other videos if you aren't subscribed. Obviously, hit the subscribe button so these videos pop up for you guys. Join the Discord. We always talk about raid. We give away free account takeovers and giveaways all the time. So it doesn't hurt to ask. And join the DBN 5 if you're on Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. But guys, I do appreciate it. Thanks for clicking on the video. Good luck with everything, and we will see you in the next Clan vs. Clan.